WBS TV.
Cholera hits Kasese district, 9 people diagnosed and admitted at Bwera Hospital.
That you introduce taekwondo.
Inspector General Police wants all girls trained in karate to fight defilement.
A society where majority of the people use tractors and irrigate their crops.
Government starts rehabilitation and reconstruction of Olwenyi irrigation scheme in Lira. Manchester United edge Liverpool as Giroud gets red card. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, you can as well be able to watch this bulletin from wherever you are on our live stream. Just go to our website at www.wbs.ug and click on the live stream button. You will be able to view us from wherever you are. The news in detail, I'm Mildred Tuhaise. 9 people diagnosed and found suffering from cholera have been admitted at Bwera Hospital in Kasese District. The medical superintendent of Bwera Hospital, Dr. Jonathan Sechito, has confirmed. Speaking in an interview with WBS TV correspondent, Dr. Sechito appealed to residents who may be suffering from cholera symptoms like vomiting and diarrhea to report to the nearest health facilities for treatment. We have the details.
In 2010, the World Health Organization released a new cholera vaccine position paper which recommended the use of cholera vaccines in high-risk endemic areas. However, there is a lack of data on the burden of cholera in endemic Uganda. Kasese District, one of the high-risk endemic areas in Uganda, has again been hit by cholera, an acute diarrhea illness caused by an infection of the intestines with the bacterium Vibrio cholera, and there are higher chances of the endemic going viral. In spite of the Ministry of Health conducting cholera surveillance to guide cholera outbreak control activities, 9 people have been admitted here at Bwera Hospital, all suffering from the epidemic. Dr. Sekito is convinced that the epidemic could have spread to Kasese from the neighboring Lubiriha town in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where it was first reported. Unconfirmed sources indicate that over 60 cholera patients are admitted at one of the health facilities at Lubiriha in the DRC. This means chances are that these people are likely to be admitted at Bwera Hospital if their situation fails to get better. However, joint research conducted by the World Health Organization and the Center for Disease Control, CDC, estimate that 3 to 5 million cases and over 100,000 deaths occur each year around the world.
The Inspector General of Police, General Kale Kaihura, has asked schools in Boikwe district to allow police to train schoolgirls karate with an aim of defending themselves from the defilers. The IGP made the remark while addressing parents at Stella Maris School found in Nkokonjeru town, Boikwe district, as Kaihura informed them that karate skills will enable the girls to fight off defilers.
That is General Kale Kaihura.
This is how the Inspector General of Police, General Kale Kaihura, was welcomed at Stella Maris Girls Primary School, Suba in Boikwe district, where the defilement is high, with many girl child dropouts from school before they reach the age of consent due to early pregnancies. Here at Stella Maris Girls Primary School in Suba, General Kaihura told the gathering of parents that police is ready to train karate in schools with the aim of equipping a girl child with the skills of defending herself from any man who may want to make a defilement move on her.
That you introduce taekwondo and we can support you and send instructors so that we protect these children from bullies, defilers, rapists, murderers.
He also informed them that currently security forces are considering starting recruiting children who have the talent in sports from primary level with the intention of promoting sports in security forces.
So we should really have a strategic partnership with our institutions. And I'm speaking on behalf of UPDF, police, and prison. So to really build talent, and we start becoming beating Kenya and Ethiopia. We can do it deliberately.
Kaihura asked district officials to recruit 30 crime preventers per village to help police fight the high crime rate in the district.
Initially, we thought these were just isolated incidents. Kumbe, it was organized crime, organized cells, and people sleeping, just they are living with others. Others are in mosques, others are in villages, and spread across the country, killing, robbing.
The electorates in Mubende district have threatened not to vote the current leadership following failures to deliver services they earlier promised. The people are accusing their leaders of failing to tell the President Museveni realities on the ground as the service delivery situation continues to deteriorate every time that goes by.
Politicians in the Mubende districts are in panic as residents accuse them of making hot air promises and failing to tell the president realities on the ground. Residents are now threatening not to vote the current politicians in the 2016 general elections if services are not delivered as earlier promised. The people's demands in Mubende districts follows recent demonstrations by residents of Kitenga sub-county who threatened to impeach the district LC5 chairperson, Francis Chibuka, and LC3 chairperson of Wekula sub-county, Tony Semuli, over poor leadership and service delivery. Residents alleges that when the president visited Kitenga sub-county this year, the district leadership peddled lies to him that they had received tap water and electricity. Many residents say the dirty water shared with the animals is detrimental to their life, and soon the district may experience outbreaks of different diseases. The district chairperson, Francis Chibuka, denies these allegations. Oliver Kansime, a resident of Kitenga, says expectant mothers attending services at Kitenga Health Center face many challenges, among them fetching water from dirty and distant water springs. Majority of the expectant mothers here normally give birth in the darkness due to lack of electricity.
Government intends to have a bigger number of Ugandans involved in commercial agriculture to boost production as well as income. This was the message of the Minister of Water and Environment, Professor Ephraim Kamuntu, while groundbreaking for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of Okwenyi irrigation scheme in Lira district.
This is the launch of construction works for the Okwenyi irrigation scheme in Lira district, meant to improve on the work of rice farmers there. The farmers say they have been facing challenges of flooding during the rainy season and drought in the dry spell.
In the past, all these dams were blocked, and when there's water or there's rain, it overflowed. But now that there's a dry spell, they started water again. But with this rehabilitation, well, we know this water will be controlled, so it will be released when it is appropriate, when it is needed.
This project would require a very strong and vibrant farmer association. And therefore, I'm appealing to local government, working together with the farmers, to put in place a vibrant farmer association that will work as a team and deliver and manage this project.
The community are drinking water together with the animals. It is really very unbecoming, and I feel that let your docket really handle this.
It's here that Minister Kamuntu urged the community to use the scheme to improve on their productivity.
2, 3. A society where majority of the people use tractors and irrigate their crops. They don't wait for seasons. They can have production all the year round. This is the society this rain is here to do.
Meanwhile, residents of Chanja have held a sanitation week in which residents were sensitized in proper sanitation. Part of the activities was the joint cleaning conducted by area leaders.
People don't have facilities where to keep their garbages, they just dump anywhere. However, as a division, we have provided garbages where it is necessary, and we have provided trucks to go in villages, house to house, so that we collect all the garbages, to collect the garbages from the household.
It is their responsibility to keep water safe, keep water clean, and preserve water.
The other activity was a school quiz on the issue of hygiene and sanitation, meant to educate the young generation in the importance of water and protection of the environment.
The senior presidential advisor on political affairs, Moses Biaruhanga, advises the youth to adopt to a new kind of agriculture that uses minimal land. Now, according to Biaruhanga, youth farmers cannot continue engaging in activities that require extensive land, and yet they are just starting. For this reason, he suggests they should start with crops that can be raised in a smaller area. He was speaking at the training for Youth Farmers Federation aimed at skilling the youth to involve in agriculture and fight unemployment in Kampala.
No, just men at work.
Don't engage in a crop where annual income less than 5 million. So leave maize, leave beans, leave rice, people who have big chunks of land. For you have a small chunk, a small piece of land. If you grow coffee, can earn up to 30 million shillings a year from 1 acre. The same would apply to bananas. You can get up to 10 million shillings from 1 acre of banana in a year. The same would apply to oranges or mangoes. So those are high value crops, and they have a wider market, not only local but also international.
And I have benefited from the EAR program in various ways. Through the trainings they've been offering to us, dairy trainings, cassava programs. Like previous we went to Njeru for dairy training, and when I went back to Mityana, I applied the technologies I got from Njeru stock farm, and right now I'm also, my dairy production has also boosted.
With a view of equipping them with skills and knowledge of how to do farming as a business. Because we realize that there is a very high level of unemployment, and young people can easily get jobs, can easily create jobs through agriculture.
We'll now take a very short break. When we return, more stories are still lined up for you, but first, let's just have a reminder of our top stories. Cholera hits Kasese district. 9 people admitted at Bwera Hospital. Inspector General of Police wants all girls trained in karate to fight defilement. And government starts rehabilitation and reconstruction of Olwenyi irrigation scheme in Lira.
Think you have nothing to sell? Look around your home. You'll find something you don't use anymore that you can sell on OLX.
Simply download the OLX app, take a photo of the item you want to sell, post it on OLX for free, meet the buyer, and tunda! OLX, everything sells.
This is for the magicians, the ones who make sure you and I are fresh and clean all day long. Amidst all challenges, they toil to make us shine. Every single day, they apply their magic to give us more than we've ever dreamt of. Magic that appeals to our senses. Magic so motherly that little angels can't resist. Only they can do this magic. Magic that makes a big job easy and fun. Buy White Star Magic Premium at any shop or supermarket near you and feel the magic of all day fresh clean.
White Star Magic.
Load the airtime knowing it's easy. You get it all back with Chizzy. All the airtime you spend, Chizzy. At the end of the month, Chizzy.
1K, 2K, 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K. Airtime you spend is refunded. Talk on top with Chizzy. Uganda Telecom's got something.
Get back your airtime with Chizzy from Uganda Telecom. Dial star 100 hash, select Chizzy, and get the total amount you spend in a month refunded. This refund can be used for calls and SMSs to all networks for the next 30 days from Uganda's most affordable telecom service. Uganda Telecom. It's all about you.
Do you recall the last time garbage in your neighborhood was collected? Have you ever experienced garbage spillage trails along your road? Now that will be history. Spear Motors brings you a hygienically safe and labor-efficient garbage compactor truck. Unlike ordinary garbage trucks, this garbage compactor truck completely covers the waste and carries 20 tons of garbage. There is 0% spillage and much fewer trips to the dumping site. The garbage compactor truck is a self-loader. Only 2 men are required for the whole operation. Local authorities and private garbage collectors, the garbage compactor truck is now available at Spear Motors, Nakawa.
Think you have nothing to sell? Look around your home. you'll find something you don't use anymore that you can sell on OLX.
Simply download the OLX app, take a photo of the item you want to sell, post it on OLX for free, meet the buyer, and tunda! OLX, everything sells.
Welcome back, and a great pleasure that you're still with us on WBS Weekend Prime News Live. In more news, the Association of Indian Women Living in Uganda have held a marathon to raise funds for 2 breast cancer screening exercises for all women in Uganda to be done at Nakasero and Mulago hospitals next month. According to statistical data by the World Health Organization, breast and cervical cancer are the most common forms of cancer affecting Ugandan women, which reports that every year 3,577 are diagnosed with cervical cancer and 2,464 die from the disease. By comparison, just 1,100 women die of breast cancer every other year, according to the Uganda Women's Health Initiative. Now, the chairperson of the Indian Women Living in Uganda, Gurmeet Katongole, says this is the only way to create awareness among women, most of who are ignorant of the disease.
Men are vulnerable to breast cancer just like women, and while women certainly develop the disease at high rates than men. Out of 1,000 patients screened at Uganda Cancer Institute, at least one is a male. Dr. Mugisha Noleb, a cancer specialist at the Ugandan Cancer Institute, revealed in Kampala during a marathon race to raise funds for breast cancer screening. Although male breast cancer is still rare in Uganda, in countries such as the United States of America, about 1,900 men develop breast cancer each year. Dr. Mugisha was among the participants, but she's well versed with the signs and symptoms of breast cancer and says this is helpful for earlier detection and treatment. He appealed to men and women who participated in the marathon that running helps to burn excess fats in the body, which is associated with cancer.
That cancer of the breast also, men suffer from cancer of the breast. So you need to know that one of every 100 patients of cancer of the breast is a man. So men check your breasts like women should check their breasts at least every month.
The race was organized by the Indian Women Association to raise awareness of breast cancer and other cancers, which are curable if diagnosed early enough. The chairperson, Indian Women Association Gamet Katongole, says the association plans to hold 2 free breast cancers screening at Nakasero and Mulago hospitals in the nearby future.
We have collected quite a number of amount, which we are going to use it on cancer patients. We are going to have our camp, medical camp, free screening for women.
The marathon race attracted over 1,500 participants. Among them was the Commonwealth Olympic champion Stephen Kiprotich.
Cancer very well is a disease which is killing. So I've come to support them to raise funds.
Indian Women Association is one of the organizations championing the fight against breast cancer in Uganda. During its first marathon race, the association aided Uganda Cancer Institute with the breast cancer screening equipment and continues to render more services in the fight against the breast and cervical cancer.
Well, we'll take another short break, and when we return, more news still lined up for you. But first, let's get a reminder of our top stories once again. Cholera hits Kasese district. 9 people admitted at Bwera Hospital. The Inspector General of Police wants all girls trained in karate to fight defilement. And government starts rehabilitation and reconstruction of Olwenyi irrigation scheme in Lira.
Boss man, you like the bike?
This is what you're going to do. Download the OLX app. Take a picture of what you want to sell. Post it on OLX, meet the buyer, and get some serious cash.
OLX, everything sells.
my father spends time with me. I hope all fathers were like my father. I want my father to reach out to all fathers he knows to show them how important fathers are. I promise to help my father inspire other fathers to change.
What's your promise?
Raising voices. Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Think you have nothing to sell? Look around your home. You'll find something you don't use anymore that you can sell on OLX.
Simply download the OLX app, take a photo of the item you want to sell, post it on OLX for free, meet the buyer, and tunda! OLX, everything sells.
Hey, let's do it.
Think you have nothing to sell? Look around your home. You'll find something you don't use anymore that you can sell on OLX.
Simply download the OLX app, take a photo of the item you want to sell, post it on OLX for free, meet the buyer, and tunda! OLX, everything sells.
Welcome back. A great pleasure to know that you're still with us. Let's take a look at what's happening in the world of sports. Now, a one-match double held Manchester United beat arch-rivals Liverpool 2-1 at Anfield. The win saw Liverpool captain Steven Gerrard sent off with a red card after just 38 minutes on the pitch and a Wayne Rooney penalty as well saved. The win now improves United chances of fourth place, the last slot for European Champions League next season. And that's it for sports. We'll take a very short break. When we return, we'll have a wrap-up of tonight's news.
Think you have nothing to sell? Look around your home. You'll find something you don't use anymore that you can sell on OLX.
Simply download the OLX app, take a photo of the item you want to sell, post it on OLX for free, meet the buyer, and tunda! OLX, everything sells.
Let your world come alive as you treat your taste buds to the fresh, zesty flavor of new Evervest Bitter Lemon. Evervest Bitter Lemon. Bitter is cool.
Boss man, you like the bike?
This is what you're going to do.
Download the OLX app. Take a picture of what you want to sell.
Post it on OLX, meet the buyer, and get some serious cash.
OLX, everything sells.
Stop chasing bonuses that don't last. Bonga Forever Ever from Uganda Telecom never expires and gives you up to 100% guaranteed bonus every time you load airtime. Simply dial *100#, select Bonga Forever Ever, and talk and text all networks with the bonus that lasts. Get Bonga Forever Ever from Uganda Telecom.
Uganda Telecom, Uganda's most affordable telecom service.
Think you have nothing to sell? Look around your home. You'll find something you don't use anymore that you can sell on OLX.
Simply download the OLX app, take a photo of the item you want to sell, post it on OLX for free, meet the buyer, and tunda! OLX, everything sells.
News Summary is brought to you by
Everybody use Movit's Apple Jelly. Movit's is amazing. Movit's Apple Jelly. Movit's is the best. Movit's, all the confidence.
Cholera hits Kasesa district. 9 people admitted at Bwera Hospital. Inspector General of Police wants all girls trained in karate to fight defilement. Government starts rehabilitation and reconstruction of Olwenyi. Mubende districts are vowed to throw out leaders who do not improve service delivery. Manchester United edge Liverpool as Gerrard gets a red card.
News Summary is brought to you by
Everybody use Movit's Apple Jelly. Movit's is amazing. Movit's Apple Jelly. Movit's is the best. Movit's, all the confidence.
Thank you very much for your time. We finally come to an end of tonight's edition of WBS Weekend Prime News Live. I am Mildred Tohaise. Stay tuned to WBS TV. But as we leave, we'll leave you a story about the President Museveni's cabinet, whereby last week he swore in his new cabinet, the biggest of its kind, of course, in Uganda's history, from 72 to 76 cabinet ministers. And each of these ministers is expected to drive a 4,000cc Land Cruiser, with 2 to 3 24-hour security officers as well guarding them, and of course without excluding the cost implication of maintaining these. Now in tonight's interactive segment, as we leave, Timothy Sibasi will be talking to Dr. Peter Guchina Musoke, a lawyer and as well as student of contemporary politics, who is discussing the viability of maintaining President Museveni's cabinet of about 76 people, its implications on the taxpayer, and the hovering statements of how imbalanced the cabinet is. We finally lead into that. Have a good night.
Where people go to steal, and in order for us to have a share, we must have people in cabinet so that they loot and they bring a little bit back home. So the issue of numbers and the other issues of regional balancing go down to one thing. Ugandans should demand that.
In tonight's interactive news segment, with me on the set is Dr. Peter Gukina Musoke, a lawyer by profession and a student of comparative politics. Dr. Gukina Musoke, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much. Now, the issue on the table is the sworn-in cabinet of President Museveni last week. There have been a lot of controversies playing around regarding its size. We would like to know from you. The previous cabinet, President Museveni was running a number of about 72 cabinet ministers. This time round, it has overshoot above 75. What does this mean? What is its implication on the taxpayer of this country?
When the president appointed Ruhakana Rugunda, did you hear of any talk about regional balance? Did you hear any talk about tribes? When the president appointed Katurebe for Chief Justice, we know he's from Ankole. Did you hear anybody talk about tribalism? Did you hear anybody talking about regional balance? The problem of Uganda is not regional balance or the number of ministers. The problem of Uganda that the government is not in position to appoint people on merit. Because if we were to appoint people on merit, one, he wouldn't need that huge cabinet, should simply satisfy the sentimental feelings of different communities, and everybody in Uganda would be happy because we are happy with Ruhakana Rugunda, we are happy with Katurebe. So if you demand a government that can perform, there is no need to talk about numbers. So the first problem, Ugandans have a problem. They have given up on their government. They consider the government to be a government of thieves, and the only way they can share in the looting of Uganda is to have members in the cabinet. So that's a very sad story. One, as Ugandan, we should say, we must end. We must remove all thieves in government so that we don't look at the government as a source where people go to steal. And in order for us to have a share, we must have people in cabinet so that they loot and they bring a little bit back home. So the issue of numbers and the other issues of regional balancing go down to one thing. Ugandans should demand that cabinet should be appointed on the basis of merit, and the cabinet should be appointed to deliver services to the people.
Uganda is a heterogeneous nation. It's not a monolithic nation. So one would expect that you must come up with a well-balanced cabinet to cater for the interests of the different tribes that are in Uganda. Is there any reason for Chigezi, far southwestern Uganda, that region, to have 13 ministers, while West Nile has 1, Gulu has 2?
I talked about the problem of survival. Early in the 90s, President Museveni was addressing a joint local council 5 meeting of Hoima and Basindi. And the people of Bunyoro said that we are marginalized because we don't have ministers in your government, full ministers. And the president said that don't blame me for that. I appointed ministers from groups of fighters who wanted to continue fighting my government unless I appointed their people ministers. So those groups of fighters produced lists of people from which I chose the cabinet. You see the fix. The number of ministers you are